to be doing a series of videos trying to convince your parents on how to let you get piercing or any other body modification. I'm not going to do a tattoo one because I do not personally think you should get a tattoo if you are not over the age or the age of 18. That is just my preference. But you can do what you want to do. There's probably other videos. But just for me, I personally do not think you should be getting a tattoo if you are 16. That is just not my opinion. That's just my opinion. Don't get mad at me. Okay, so for piercings. This first video is going to be piercings, and yeah, whatever. You're probably like, hurry up! And yeah. So the first thing you're going to need is paper and a pen. Take notes during this, please, because I don't want to get comments saying, like, what do I do if this happens? Because I'll try and explain everything I possibly can about getting a piercing and how to convince your parents to let you get this piercing. So I'm going to scooch a little bit closer, and please ignore this background. But yeah, I'm going to get all close and personal. Hopefully that's not my thumbnail. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is have some paper or some way to write things down. I usually have a giant notebook with me at all times just to write everything down. You'll probably see this later on in other videos that I do, but for right now, yeah. So I just have like a section in the back of this book just for piercings that I want or future tattoos. So if you have a book like that, use it now. So I just take a few pages of paper and go on YouTube. YouTube actually helps a lot for convincing your parents to let you get a piercing. That is what I used, and WikiHow. Yeah. I won't be able to link anything down below only because I am doing this on somebody else's phone. So, yeah. So, what you're going to want to do is figure out the piercing you want. And I probably already said this like 3 times. But figure it out. Because once you have this piercing, you have to take care of it. And if you get something like a septum piercing that I have, it's kind of hard to clean. But once it's all cleaned and healed up, it's all worth it. But figure out the piercing that you want. Whether you want a nose piercing, which side you want it on. Would you like a septum piercing? Would you like a dermal? Would you like an eyebrow piercing? Would you like a lip piercing? Would you like a whole bunch of other piercings? If you are under the age of 18, I do not think you can get nipple or any private area pierced. Just telling you now. But yeah, there is certain piercings you can't get if you are under the age of 18 or you are under the age of 16. That is what my piercer told me. I just asked what ages you had to be for certain piercings so I could do this video. So, to get your nose, I'm pretty sure it's 14. Yeah, that's what my piercer told me. But that was at a different place. And I've been talking for 3 minutes. Okay, whatever. So, figure out how old you have to be to get this piercing, the price of this piercing, where you're gonna get this piercing, how to take care of this piercing, just everything you need to know about this piercing, and write it down on that sheet of paper. Make sure don't hide it from your parents, but like, so they don't suspect that you're gonna ask them, then yeah. Like, don't hide things from your parents, because that's not good, but like, just make sure that they don't suspect, like, oh, she's gonna ask, he or she's gonna ask for a piercing now. Like, we better be prepared. That's kind of what my parents did. But, so, do all the research you can on this piercing. Learn how to clean it, where to get it, just everything you need to know. Because your parents are probably going to quiz you on this piercing. They're probably going to have their phone and be like, what happens if this happens? Like, can you die from this? Like, what happens if you get an infection? And you need to know all this facts because if something does happen, you know what to do. Now, my nose and my septum got infected because I am kind of stupid and didn't clean it properly. I know. if anybody is watching this who has tattoos and piercings, they're probably like, I know, and I did wrong, but whatever. My ears didn't get infected because I cleaned them well, and yeah. But if you are trying to convince your parents to let you get any sort of piercing, you need to do a lot, and I mean a lot of research, because they're probably going to ask you things, as I already said. But, what else do you need to know? You may need money saved up. If you have a job, then always have money, like, save a little bit of money each week, or whenever you get money, just save a little bit of it, and hopefully, eventually you'll get the amount that you need to get that piercing, and when you're ready, then you have all the information, and you also have the money just in case. Now, make sure your parents are in a good mood. Make sure they're okay to talk. Just go up to them and be like, hey, Mom and Dad, like, or Mom or Grandma and Grandpa, like, whoever you're trying to convince. Just go up to them and be like, hey, so, like, can I talk to you for a minute? And they'll just be, depending on who, like, what time you ask, they'll probably say either yes or no. Have that, like, tucked away somewhere so they don't see it and be like, oh no, what did she do? Or he or she do? And, so just have it and take it out, have like a little booklet, and make sure it is nice, neat, no grammar mistakes, no punctuation mistakes, and yeah, and just have it nice and clean and proper, and act like a mature adult. Don't act like a baby, because that didn't work. I know how it is when a piercing rules your life, and okay, I don't have very much time left, but yeah. Just present it in a mature manner, and hopefully they'll see eye to eye to you. And if you offer to pay it yourself, just say, I know where to get it, I know how much it is, I have the money right now, we can go and get this piercing right now. And if they just immediately say no, just wait a couple of days and create, like, if you can find any other information, kind of gather that up and kind of present it to them a little bit at a time. Just, if they see that you're well educated on this piercing, then hopefully they will say yes. But if your parents just are refusing to say yes at all, try and negotiate with them. Like, let's say you're 13 or 14, just say, hey, if I'm 16 and I pay for it myself, can I get this piercing? Like, negotiate, because your parents are in charge of you, and at 16 I'm pretty sure you can go and legally get a piercing. Don't get any ideas. That will just ruin your relationship with your parent or guardian or whoever takes care of you. That will just completely ruin your relationship. So don't go and get it. I know how tempting it is. Just don't. And I've never experienced the wrath of getting a piercing or hair dye without my parents' permission. But I've heard stories, and it's not happy. But yeah, just try and convince your parents, and just be like, hey, if this happens, can I get this piercing if I do this? And hopefully they'll say yes. And if they don't, just wait until you're 18. And hopefully when you're 18, you still want that piercing, and you can go and get it pierced without your parents' permission. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, or if I left anything out, just comment down below, and I will see you later.